All right, let's dive into Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, the ultimate nostalgia trip for fighting game fans. If you grew up battling it out at the arcades, or maybe just love old school fighting games, this collection is going to hit you right in the feels. So, what's the deal with this collection? Basically, it brings together some of the most iconic Marvel vs. Capcom fighters and other classic Capcom brawlers in one glorious package. The moment you boot it up, it's like stepping into a time machine, taking you back to the days when the arcade cabinet was king, and pulling off a sick combo meant you had an audience watching in awe. Now, let's talk gameplay. The controls are tight and responsive, just like you remember them. Whether you're mashing buttons or you've got that pro-level precision, it feels just as good as it did back in the day. And trust me, there's nothing quite like pulling off a 20-hit air combo and hearing your opponent groan as they get juggled helplessly in the air. The collection spans multiple titles, but the real stars here are the Marvel vs. Capcom games. You get to see the early days of this epic crossover when it was all about fast-paced, over-the-top battles between your favorite Marvel superheroes and the Capcom legends. Remember those epic Wolverine versus Ryu matchups? Yeah, they're back. And they still hit just as hard. Every punch, kick, and Hadouken feels powerful, and the vibrant, chaotic animations keep the energy up from the first round to the last. But it's not just Marvel. This collection brings in some deep cuts too, games that maybe only the hardcore fans remember. And man, it's a treat to revisit some of these underrated gems. You can't help but appreciate how much variety there is here, from fast and flashy combos to more strategic, footsies-based gameplay. Every game in the collection has its own personality, and if you're into fighting games, you'll definitely find your groove somewhere in there. One of the things that really makes this collection pop is the sheer character roster. You've got all your favorites, Spider-Man, Captain America, Chun-Li, and Morrigan, but there are also some wild cards in there. Who doesn't love the absurdity of playing as someone like Mega Man going toe-to-toe with the Hulk? The cross-universe matchups are as chaotic and fun as ever. Also, for all the perfectionists out there, this collection comes with some really cool extra features. You've got online play, leaderboards, and a training mode that lets you hone your skills to near perfection. Want to practice that one combo until you can do it with your eyes closed? Go for it. Plus, the netcode is pretty smooth, meaning those online battles are going to feel solid even when you're facing off against someone on the other side of the world. Visually, the collection stays true to its roots. Don't expect any fancy remakes here. It's all about keeping that authentic pixel art style alive. But it's not all raw retro. They've polished it up just enough so it still looks great on modern screens without losing that classic charm. The soundtracks slap too. From the iconic theme music to the punchy sound effects, it's like hearing the arcade come back to life. If you're a fighting game fan or just someone who's looking for a hit of gaming nostalgia, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics is one of those must-play experiences. It's a reminder of why we fell in love with these games in the first place. The fast-paced action, the epic crossovers, and the thrill of pulling off that last-second comeback victory. Plus, it's just plain fun to dive back into a simpler era of gaming where it was all about skill, timing, and just a little bit of trash talk with your friends.